just seen you. Welcome to the intermediate Get Ready for the Day routine, where we do a head-to-toe warm-up, get the blood flowing so we can face the day a little more awake, a little more alive. I am going to try and rush through and so we can get to our body mechanics, because I really wanted to make sure that we review those this week and do a couple of new things, and just so we can slowly start to apply them to our dance, because that's what it's all about. So this is a dancing channel, so you will dance here, and it's something that anybody and everybody can do. These are the steps. Walking. So, but we've been adding various things to make it a little more fancy. But it's mostly kind of to learn about how your body's going to be moving as you dance, and it's really worth taking the time for this, because it will help you later on. You won't plateau, you'll just keep going up and up and getting better and better. So my flare flies, I want you to imagine that the earth is one big magnet, and that your feet are also two big magnets, so they're stuck to the ground. The earth is really pulling them down, and your whole foot is on the ground, the tips of your toes, the middle of your toes, the balls of your feet, the outside of your feet, your arches, your heels, all stuck to the earth. And breathing in through your nose, and out through your mouth, and in through your nose, and out through your mouth. And starting with our shoulders, raise and lower them. And then we're going to go forwards and backwards with our shoulders. And rolling them forward, just your shoulders. And taking the rest of your body with you, like you're swimming without arms. And then rolling them back, just your shoulders. And rolling the rest of your body with it. And looking to right, and looking to the left, and looking to the right, and looking to the left, and shaking your head very gently, no. Coming back to neutral, nodding yes. Back to neutral, and we're going to tilt the ear to our shoulder, ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. This is all happening at the top of your neck. And give ourselves a gentle stretch here. And the other side. Your hands behind your head, and you're stretching right about there. Now sending that head a little bit to the right. And a little bit to the left. Tilting your shoulders from side to side. This is just the top of your body. Everything else is staying still, sturdy. And getting a little bit bigger. So, moving down. Your sides are working a little bit. hands out. And coming from side to side. You're going to try and keep your hips facing forward. Just twisting from your waist. And rolling down today. And straightening up your knees. And roll down a little bit. And we're going to bend our knees and try and pull our bodies a little bit closer to our legs. And keep it there as we straighten. And bend them again, trying to pull your body closer to your legs. And keeping it there as you straighten up. And bending them. Body goes close to, as you can, to your legs. And straightening it up while keeping it close to your legs. And from here, shifting your weight onto one leg. And put the other one behind you. And we're going to stretch it out here today. You can lengthen it if you want, or you can keep a little more up. We're just trying to stretch the back of our leg. And coming back up, putting them together, shifting your weight onto the other leg, and then it goes behind. And putting them together. And rolling up. And we're going to shift from side to side. And as we shift, we're going to lift the leg where our weight is not onto our tippy toe. So I'm going to shift my weight over here. This one's going to go on tippy toe. And then I'm going to shift it back over here. This is going to tippy toe. I'm going to go back and forth a few times. Be bending over like we've got a cramp, and as we come up, we're going to lengthen this part, just this part in the middle. Feel like it's getting longer and longer and longer as you come up. It's growing and growing and growing. And 2, stretching up, growing this part, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, lengthening, almost done, 2 more, and 11, and 12, good job there, flies. Now leaning back, like you're looking at the sky, to relax this a little bit. Up and moving our wrists from side to side, and then they're going up and down and rolling inwards and rolling outwards. Lifting just the forearms, elbows at your side. Keeping them at a 90-degree angle. You're going to be lifting up and down. And stopping here, we're going to open a little bit more. And we're going to rotate to the sky, palms to the sky, palms to the ground, palms to the sky. Should be a rotation in your shoulder here. continuing up. And going down halfway. And up. And down halfway. Up. And down halfway. And up. And all the way down. Okay, flies. So let's do our fingers, and then we're gonna, as we continue on, we're going to do our body mechanics, which is also gonna warm us up as well. So, oh, well, I didn't do our knees. Oh, I'm sorry, flies. All right, let's do our knees. Very important to warm up. If there was something else, we could skip it, but not this. So we're just gonna be loosening our knees a little bit, not a true bend, and straightening them up. Loosening them and straightening them up. So this is just to get our knees moving because it's first thing in the morning. So we don't want to do anything drastic to them until they've had a chance to wake up a little and get moving. So we're just going to start with that loosening and straightening, and then we'll do our fingers, and then we'll do some bigger knee bends. All right, so opening and closing your fingers. Out, and let's keep opening and closing, so raise them up, and try and stretch to the sky, and bring them down. They're getting longer and longer, coming up from your shoulders. And let's do the same thing with your toes. So tightening up your legs, and then your knees are going to go right over your toes, and then you're going to push the earth away from you. Now this is not your biggest knee bend, this is just kind of a small to medium knee bend. Tightening your legs, knees going over your toes, and then you're going to push the earth away from you. And going down, knees going over your toes, keeping your head flat so you don't want to bend, you want to go straight up and down. Tightening your legs, knees going over your toes. And remember, you're going to push the earth away from you. Push it, push it, push it away. And tightening your legs, knees going over your toes. Stay nice and straight. And push the earth, push, 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 push as you straighten up. So that's also, we're trying to get the feeling of what we call grounding, which is the feeling of being very kind of attached to the earth as we're dancing, but it takes some time to get that feeling. So that's why instead of just straightening up, we're trying to push the ground away from us. Okay, so taking our fingers again, we're going thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, and pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb. And we're going to take hands, use together, and then we're going to take our middle fingers and we're going to move them to the inside. Try and hold them there. And go back. And they're going to go inside again, away from the rest of our fingers. You see what I'm doing there? Back. And one more. Holding them there. And let them go back. So even if we're going to just dance solo, later on we're going to be just learning some technique for leading and following, just to have those skills. You never know, you might need them. And this is for leading. This is how you're going to be holding your hands so that your partner can read the signals that you are sending to them. All right, let's do a bigger knee bend, and we're going to move on to body mechanics. All right, taking up your legs, knees going over your toes. And then we're going to push the ground away again, straight up, legs tightening, knees going over your toes. And keep your heels on the floor, but move nice and deep. Pressing the ground away, legs tightening, knees going over the toes. Pressing the ground away from you, and legs tightening, knees going over the toes. And push the ground away. Very good, butterflies. Shake it out. And we are going to start shifting our weight. I'm very big on that in this channel. So I want you to imagine that your shoulders and your hips are making a square. These are the four corners. Here's the sides of them. And in this exercise, you want to keep your square. The only movement your square is going to do, it's going to slide back and forth like it's on a flat surface. So you're not going to go, your knees aren't going to bend. That's to say your square, your knees aren't going to bend. Your square isn't going to bend or tilt. It's going to stay straight, and it's going to just go from leg to leg, very, very straight. Okay, so you can make yourself a comfortable distance. And we're going to be pressing into the ground. I'm going to press onto my right today and sliding your square along a flat surface until you are stacked over one leg. So you want to make sure that everything is aligned. So if you need to, you can pick up this foot and you're on your balance, or you can step with this foot or kick or whatever it is that you need to do with your dancing. All right, pressing into the ground with the leg you're standing on and sliding your square over onto the other leg and testing yourself. We're going to take a little balance there. If you're nice and squared over your leg, you should be able to lift your foot up, pressing into the ground, and going to this side, testing yourself, and then we're going to shift quickly. And make sure you get all the way over, and keep that square going along a flat surface. And then I'm going to put one foot a little bit in front, but you want a nice sturdy base here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take that square, slide it to the front, and then slide it to the back. Slide it to the front, trying to keep the square intact, trying not to tilt your hips. And then we're going to go the other direction, forwards and backwards, trying to slide those hips across a flat surface. And coming back to the middle, pressing into the ground to come up. And we're going to do our exercise here. So you're going to stand nice and straight. So you want to pull your core tight, your glutes tight, and stay straight. So we're going to make a very subtle weight change, a small shift. So I'm gonna exaggerate because I want it to be nice and visible. But we're gonna stay straight like a board. So we're not gonna bend anything, but we're gonna shift our weight towards the balls of our feet, away from our heels. So if we wanted to raise our heels up and bounce them a little, we can. And then we're gonna come back. And leaning forward, and coming back, and leaning forward, and coming back, and leaning forward, and coming back. Because flare flies, in a lot of dance, well, in some of our Latin dances, our weight is going to be forward, particularly in faster dances where we have to move quickly. If we have to shift from back to front, that's going to take time and we'll be off the music. So we're already going to have our weight forward. And also, it's much safer to have your weight forward. It's much preferable than having it backwards, because if you're trying to do anything, if you're trying to turn or do something fancy and your weight is back, the risk of falling and not being able to catch yourself is much greater. So it's better to have it a little bit in front, especially for this style. So that is why we are doing that weight shift. And speaking of weight shift, we're going to do our zombie walks. So I'm sure you've all seen zombies. Well, maybe you've seen movies or games about zombies. So with our zombie walk, what are we doing? We are taking our whole body and bringing it forward, right? So instead of the leg coming out and stepping and then the rest of the body follows, we're taking that whole side and that is taking a step, right? So that's what we're going to do just for practice. It doesn't have to be as stiff as I just made it now, but this is also a progression for a weight change, because in this style also, instead of shifting from back to front, we're usually taking a step and all our weight is coming on it right away. So we're not stepping and then shifting our weight. We're stepping and all our weight is going right over our legs. So That's what the zombie walk is for, so let's just do a few. So you're taking, so if you need a little push, it's gonna be your hips and your butt that is gonna propel you forward. These are small steps. Again, I exaggerate so you can feel, but you want your entire body coming with you to take that step. Because this kind of also forces you to go right over your leg. There's no pause there, there's no gap. And go to the other side. Wow. I want to stay in camera range, so I'm just going back and forth. Shifting your weight, shifting your weight, shifting your weight, shifting your weight. Good job, your thighs. It's super important to, so it's something we want to be aware of. Oh, thank you for the heart. See that? So we always want to be aware where it is, because if we're going to make a sudden change of direction, or we're going to balance out of nowhere, well, it'll look like it's out of nowhere, but we want to really know where our weight is, so that we don't wobble and we feel very secure and on balance. Okay, so this is an exercise we've done before. If you're new here, again, we're going to remember our square, and our square is going to stay square. But this time it is going to tilt from side to side, so you're just tilting it over. It's still staying square, but you're tilting it over. And we're just going to kind of swing like the clapper of a bell, side to side. In that square, and tilting it over. And coming back to the middle. And now we're going to have that little knee loosening, or a very small knee bend. And we're going to bend it in the middle. And we're going to press into the ground with one leg to come up on the other. And then we're going to go down in the middle and press on this leg to come up. And in the middle, and pressing to come up. And in the middle, and pressing to come up. And flare flaps, so it's not like a sweep. I'm going straight from being down on a diagonal up. So I'm going the shortest distance there. Going down, and going straight up, and down, straight up on the diagonal, down, diagonal, down, diagonal, and down, and diagonal, and neutral. Out a little bit. So we're gonna do the very, very beginning knee swing. So I want you to think of like one of those swings that are just a swing that's going in both directions. It's swinging back and forth like this. That's going to be the same motion. We're going to take our hips. Say it's a very long swing, and we're going to swing them from side to side, moving in kind of an arc, an upside down arc. And swinging forwards, backwards. It's going like this, going from leg to leg. And at some point in the not too distant future, we are going to be putting these together, so we can look very good when we dance on Merengue. And back up again. And so we have been doing our Merengue, which is just stepping. So even if you've never danced before, this dance is for you. And if you're an experienced dancer, this dance is also for you. It's super fun. Everybody loves it. It has great music. It's very upbeat. So we've been walking back and forth. We've been backing up. We've been rotating slowly in a circle and to the other side all the way around. We've been doing an exercise, and this is just an exercise, so you don't really want to do this on the dance floor. I mean, you can. It's kind of these dances are all kind of a free-for-all. They're meant to be fun. But what we're going to be doing is, as we're doing our Merengue, and the important thing is to keep your feet moving, we're going to start to turn in a circle, rotate again. But we're going to leave one leg behind. So your whole body is starting to rotate outwards as you're stepping, but it's as though you forgot this leg. And we're doing that to both sides. We start to turn, the elbow stays behind. And this is for our stepping turn, which we're going to be learning down the road. So when we do our stepping turns, this is so we don't have to pivot, and it's a much more convenient way to turn in this dance where you want to always stay on the beat. You want to, so as not to mess up your rhythm, because if you're pivoting on one foot, you're going to have to calculate when to put your foot down and continue. If you're doing a stepping turn, you're just stepping on the beats. And this is a great turn, so if you don't feel comfortable pivoting, you can do multiple ones. You can keep turning, and you'll feel nice and sturdy, and you'll be right on the rhythm. So we've been doing that. We've been doing our, we've been doing a side step. So step together, step together, step together, and then go the other way. Step together, step together, step together. We have been doing our arms up and down, and the whole time, just keep walking. And we've been going to the side. And you remember our rotations that we did here? So if your palms were facing the ground, you'd want to rotate your palms to the back. And that's just the feeling that you have, because as we bring our hands to our hips, we want our elbows to stay forward, which means we're going to have to rotate in the shoulder here. So the feeling is as though you're rotating your hands to the back as they come in, so your elbows stay forward. And we have another move. We're going to try and maybe speed this up a little bit today, where we'll bring an arm up, the lower arm drops down to our head, and then this elbow is going to be going straight to the ground. So it's not going to come out, it's going to go straight down until you can reach your body, and then you just slide it the rest of the way down and come out. And the same thing on the other. This is going to drop your head this whole time you're moving, and this elbow is going to start to drop down. So you reach your body and slide it out. And we've been doing our head back and forth, and then a little faster, and then we're doing it right with our feet. And today also I want to add one thing. That is, we're going to be moving our arms, and we're going to be looking at our, or I'm going to say over our arms. So we're going to be looking as though we're looking right over our middle finger. So not at it, but beyond it. So you want to be able to see kind of in your peripheral that your finger's there. So we're going to be walking, and we're going to be bringing it out to the side, but it's not going to be out to the side here. It's going to be a little bit in front of you, so you can still see it, because that would be a little uncomfortable. And we're just going to be pushing, and we're doing this so that we start to coordinate our head with our arms. So we're going to be watching right over that middle finger. And let's start the music. Let's do a little merengue. One thing is just keep stepping. Let's rotate to the right. Arms to the side, and then they're going to go to our hips. Remember that rotation. Rotating to the left. Going forward. And then we're going to go back. Right foot's coming out like you're going to turn. Bring your whole body to except for that one foot. And again. Coming back. again. And going again to that side. And looking to your right. Looking to your left. Right, left. Right, left. And try and do it with our leg. Alright, you can do a side step in. Yeah, this way. Together, side together, side together. Side together, side together, side together. The other way. Together, side together, side together, side together. And walking. Arms are gonna go down. This one's coming up. Coming to your head. Falling down. Other one. Coming to your head. Elbows going down. Sliding down. Alright, now we're going to follow our arm with our eyes. Looking right over your middle finger. Other arm. Let's do that once more. And arms to the side. Rotate them palms up and to the right. Let's bring the left up here. Dropping them both up and down. And up and down. This last one, we're going to close our fingers and open them. Take a little forward like you're going to hug everybody. Everybody in the whole world. Good job, butterflies. All right, butterflies. I'm glad we got to that. I had wanted to do it on Wednesday, but anyway. As long as we did get to it, just some things to think about. We want to slowly get some muscle memory in there, and yeah, and really just have fun with it. So my Fireflies, we're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and in between. Thank you for being here. It's so much easier when we do this together. Thank you for being here, for your likes, for your subscriptions, because wow, we're growing so fast. It's so amazing that we're all these people are going on this journey together. There's not much better than that. That's so happy to see you, Fireflies, in the morning. That just I think I'd still be just snoozing away if it wasn't for you guys and getting up and getting us all in a good mood, so we're ready for the day. All right, my Fireflies, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little merengue on your own if you feel like it. Just put in the search engine, pull up some nice music, some happy music, and have fun with it. So my Fireflies, one left to you, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye. Have a beautiful day.